Welcome to my latest makeover video. This is my lovely model Kim. She's a former student of mine and an amazing dancer, and she really serves the look, so she's like the perfect model. First, I start by prepping her skin. She's got combination skin, oily T-zone. She has extremely oily T-zone, a little dry around the mouth. So I prepped her with some moisturizer, primer spray, anti-shine in the T-zone, and I really made sure to choose items that would last because she says she has a tough time with that. She uses typically Estee Lauder Double Wear. So first, she had a couple of dark spots, so I used a mixture of like Eve Pearl Salmon Concealer and Graftobian Orange to just neutralize those tones. And then I go in with Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Plus Foundation. This is a truly matte long-wearing foundation, so I knew it would be good for her skin type. One of my last viewers in my other makeover video said that it didn't work for her, but I think it's really about prep and set because this did wear really well for her. So I'm placing more of a yellow tone shade in her center. I had to kind of mix a couple shades together. And then I go in with a darker shade to the perimeter of her face, wherever that highlight shade isn't. I really wanted to match her skin really, really well. This video is really about skin. I was really inspired by Kevin Long. He is an amazing makeup artist, and he has these very bronze skin looks. So I'm tapping in the warmer tone with this Anissa Beauty Pinnacle foundation brush, which is really amazing. So it's almost like a beauty blender, and it just blends so well. You'll notice this look is really mainly more about skin than the eyes. The eyes are actually very simple, and I think that's a trend in makeup today. It's a skin focus. Excuse if you hear my kids in the background. I'm multitasking. Alright, so I'm re-highlighting the center of her face just to give more of a pop. This is that same Makeup Forever Velvet Foundation. It is very full coverage, so you can pretty much use it to highlight or use it for full coverage foundation, or you can thin it out. It's really versatile. So as you can see, a little bit more coverage. This is more of a glam look anyways, and I love that it doesn't look cakey. Even though it's fuller coverage, it still looks smooth and skin-like. So tapping that in, blending all the layers together. Now I'm going in with a smaller brush, and I'm using a Danessa Myricks foundation. It's got a little bit more of a deeper tone, a little bit of a red undertone to it, to bronze the outside of her face and begin the contouring process. So I like the smaller brush because it doesn't like interfere with all the other shade placements. And then I'm putting a darker foundation. Actually, I believe this is Danessa Myricks Balm Contour to her nose to begin the nose contour process. As you can see, it blends super, super easily. That's why I love it, because it's sheer, because the nose is a very tricky area. I like for it to be defined, but not like crazy like a railroad track nose. You know what I'm saying? So I'm continuing to place very specific contour color along the perimeter of her face, under her cheekbones, using a synthetic blender brush. And I use this tapping motion just to kind of make sure the placement is precise. You can see it from the side here. This is a more cooler tone versus the first layer of contour, because I'm really using this to shape. The Danessa Myricks had more red and warmth to it. This had more like a deeper brown shade, just to kind of continue to bring the face in a little bit. And then I blend everything together with that same foundation brush. I don't add anything to it. It's just like my blender tool, kind of like the Beauty Blender. Alright, this is Glossier Cloud Paint, and it's an orange tone sheer blush. I love orange blushes, peach blushes on everybody, but especially women of color. It gives a nice warmth to the skin, doesn't look fake. It just goes so well with all of the warm tones that she has going on. And now I'm going in and adding a little bit of concealer to the center of her nose just to continue to highlight. And then I'm adding a liquid illuminator. This is more of a gold tone to the tops of the cheekbones and a little teeny bit to the center of the face. She is oily, so I don't want to over illuminate her, but I do want to give her some radiance and glow to her skin. So I pat that in with this little fan brush, and I make sure to pat and stipple because I don't want to remove all those layers of coverage I have underneath. This is a very subtle highlight. I think with the skin, we don't really do as much like blinding highlight. It's more about subtlety and just an overall radiance. Now I'm setting with a small blender brush with Laura Mercier Honey, which is a good like warm yellow for her highlight shade. I just kind of place it and let it sit for a little bit, aka baking. Not too long though, she doesn't need it a long time. But just to kind of set that oily T-zone, and then I fluff it away with a smaller cheek brush. And then for the rest of the face, I'm going to go in with NARS Mountain, which is my go-to translucent powder for deeper skin tones. It's so beautiful. It has hyaluronic acid in it, so it really sets without over drying. Now I'm priming the eyelids with Smashbox Eyelid Primer in Dark, which is like a great shade for deeper skin tones. And then I'm using my Viseart Neutral Mattes Palette Classic, right? And I'm going in and doing a very simple eye. I'm going in with an orange in the crease, like a matte orange, using a blender brush. I go in a couple layers of it because I want that orange to pop. And it's a very common shade combination I see on Kevin Long's looks. So as you can see, I'm building it up slowly. And she's got a large lid space, so it's pretty easy. And then I use this like kind of warm peachy neutral as her nude lid shade. This has a warmth to it, so it really looks good as a nude on her skin tone. So I'm patting that in with a flat shader brush just to kind of build up the color. And now I'm doing her brows. So I actually went in with brow soap, and I brushed the hairs up, back, and forth to add the product in there, and then I fluff them all the way up. This gives her more fullness to the brows and also gives that kind of fluffy look. And then I go in there with MAC. This is Spiked Brow Pencil. I don't want to go too heavy because her hair color is on the caramel lighter side. So this is more to just kind of fill in any sparseness, add some hairs in there. And I don't do dramatic brows. That's just not my style. I like a soft brow, but I do like how this came out pretty fluffy. One more fluff up just to make sure everything's going up. And that's it. I'm very light-handed with brows. And I still think it goes well with the overall look. Now we're going to begin the wing liner. So this is the drama on the eye. I start with Inglot Gel Liner number 77. And this great liner brush, really small and precise. If you ever come to IMA, we have a ton of these and we give them away. It's like a double-ended brow brush, super good brow liner brush. So I get a really precise wing because I want to elongate the eye. And she has watery eyes, so it's a little bit tricky with her, but we make it work. Then for the rest of the eyeliner, I just go in with this NARS Super Black Pencil. And I really get that inner tear duct corner too because I want to elongate the eyes from the outside of the wing to the inner tear duct by extending it towards her nose. So that I don't have to be super precise with the rest of the liner because I'm going to smudge it out with a little shadow. So that's why I switched to a pencil. As you can see, I'm elongating that tear duct a little bit more. I have to take breaks with the eyes with her because I don't want her to water too much. And now I have a flat liner brush with black eyeshadow, and I hold a tissue because I don't want fallout. That's happened to me in the past when I've done this before, and I've done it enough times to know that. Just holding a tissue underneath saves me a lot of grief. So I'm fuzzing out that liner, and I'm going to just kind of soften it, just kind of smoke it out a little bit. But then I go back in with the liner again on the outer wing and redefine the outside edge because I want that to be nice and sharp. Do you see how our eyes look longer now from the outside and the inside? Alright, simple eye, right? So we pop on these beautiful faux mink lashes. Again, the drama is the liner and the lash, not really the eyeshadow, which I think is on trend. And these definitely give her a cat eye. You can tell she loves them. Okay, so I'm going in now with, actually, this is like a gold tone bronzing shade. This is more to add luminance to her skin versus bronze. And I learned this trick from Sam Fine. If you put bronzer on one color and then lay blush on top, it gives such a beautiful glow to the skin. Now this is a darker bronzer, which I'm putting to the outer perimeter of the skin. And that's from Beauty Bakery, if you're wondering. So I'm just kind of blending now like these powdery bronzy shades on top of the set foundation. And I'm using this contour shade from Beauty Bakery to redefine the nose contour. Everything is layers of cream and liquid, set it with powder, and then layers of powder color on top to get like really good like glow from within as well as pigment. I actually went in with a little bit of that Glossier Orange Cloud Paint around her mouth because I noticed it was looking a little ashy. Alright, I'm placing a lighter shade around her nose. This is a tip I learned from Rennie Vasquez to really like define that nose contour by placing that lighter shade right outside the darker nose contour lines and a little bit more over the mouth area and chin just to kind of re-highlight over that orange tone. So it's okay to make modifications in layers. Like I re-corrected even after I put down all that base and powder because I was like it just needed a little bit more. Okay, so make sure everything is all blended. And back to the nose contour. Just a teeny bit more of that powder shade to just kind of redefine. So like I said, nose contour can be tricky, but it's really, really worth it in the end to take your time and be subtle with it. Now I'm using a little bit of a dewy mist because I always do that after I add lots of powder because I don't love a powdery look. This brings the life back into the skin, helps set everything. Now I'm under the eyes. I'm using the black NARS pencil in her waterline just to kind of define that. And again, I have to work quick because she's got watery eyes. So if you're wondering why the camera looks different, it's because my battery died and I switched to my cell phone. But I'm just pretty much finishing off with mascara, curling the lashes, setting the lower lash line, and now the ombre lip. This took a while because I was really making it like a very flawless nude ombre. I did 3 different lip liners. Darkest on the outside, I overlined just a little bit, and then I set it. I applied a nude lipstick in the center, and Juvia's Place Caramel Rose lip gloss over the outer edges, and then a nude lip gloss from Fenty in the center. Then I set the foundation once again and applied foundation to her neck and chest and arms and shoulders, and then added that same liquid illuminator over the highlights of her body to really finish off the look. Then I set it with a little bit of Ben Nye Final Seal. And if you're wondering why the light looks different again, it's because it got darker outside, so I had to put on the makeup lights. But yeah, this is pretty much the final look. I just kept this part in because I thought it was funny. You could tell she liked it, and I love that I got that on camera. So yeah, overall glowy, neutral glam, not necessarily natural glam, neutral glam. And I went in lastly with a little bit of glycerin just to shine her body up. This is optional, but I just thought it added a little something. So I hope you guys enjoyed this look. If you want to see more of these kind of videos, let me know. And that's pretty much it. Until next time, have a great night. Ciao, Bellas!